Oh hey there, is there something on my back? It's just my wireless pack. I'm going to show you how to make this little pack inspired by Taylor Swift's, and yes, I have a pattern for it, and it is linked below. Alright, let's jump right in. So after you printed out the two pieces, it's now time to assemble the pattern, and the only thing you need to assemble is the increase, the side increase. So I just taped it together and then cut out the pieces on that blue line. The blue line is your cut line and that black line is the stitch line. And here are the pieces you need. You need 2 of these front and back pieces. Also one of these, yours will be on the fold, it'll be a little bit different, and then this side increased as well. Once you've chosen the fabric you want to use for the outside, begin by marking out the notches after you've pinned everything in place and cut out the pattern pieces. Again, please note that you need to cut the strap on the fold and also that you need 2 of these pieces here. Once you have your outside fabric cut, it's now time to do the inside. This is just a layer of stiff fabric. I'm using vinyl here, but you could also use a knit fabric or anything that really doesn't fray that will still hold its shape. So I am just going to flat line these front and back pieces to the as well as the side increase. You do not need to flat line the strap. So what is flatlining? Flatlining is a process of joining 2 fabrics basically to make them one, which is very important for this mic pack because we want it to have some shape to it. So all you have to do is base stitch around the edges, and a base stitch is just setting your stitch length to the highest, so mine's 5, and then just going around the edges, making sure everything is flat and even, you don't want it to have any bubbles in it. And now it's time to assemble the pieces. We're gonna focus on the front right now and add that side increase to the sides. You may have noticed there are notches on that side increase piece which are very important. The 2 outside ones are the corners and that middle one is the center. So you can mark it like this if it helps, so it's corner, center, corner. And what we have to do is take our scissors and cut all the way up to that stitch line. Make sure you don't cut through the line though, because we are going to stitch on there. And what that does is makes us able to make that straight edge there, that right angle, which is necessary to get that rectangle look. So once you've cut your 2 corner notches, now it's time to sew it together. And here you'll see me pin it in place, but I actually found that taking it to the machine and moving it around is the most helpful way to do this. So how I do this is I first stitch on one side, then put the needle all the way down like that, keep that in place, lift up the foot, and then move that side increase to the bottom edge there. Once you have everything situated, put the foot back down, and then you're ready to sew. Then when you get to the other corner, it's the same thing again. Just make sure you keep your needle down, and be sure also you can use that side reel on the side of your sewing machine to really handle the needle. So yep, just keep it down in place, lift up your foot, and then you are ready to pivot that side increase that we have. And that's why it's so important to cut that seam allowance right at those notches so that this mobility is possible. And then just sew as normal, go back up that line and make sure you also backstitch. It's very important because there will be a lot of strain on those stitches. And so once you have that side increase in place, now it's time to add the Velcro to the front. And how I do that is I just put the 2 pieces together, and then I'm going to use that red rectangle that you see on the pattern just to get the sizing right. So I just line it up and take my scissors and snip. And now that we have our Velcro pieces, we're going to take the fuzzy side and add it to the front. And how I did that is I just lined it up using that pattern, and then I just did a simple zigzag around the perimeter of the Velcro. And while we're here, let's fold down that top edge just by 5/8 of an inch, and we are going to also top stitch on that line as well. We're also going to take the back piece now and fold it back 5/8 of an inch as well. And for now, you can just put pins in it, and we'll come back to that in a second. Now we're going to move on to making the straps, and all you have to do is after you've cut it on the fold, put right sides together, and then we're going to sew just one end and then that long side as well, just like so. Once we have that stitched together with 5/8 seams, we're going to cut the excess and then flip it right side out. Once you have it turned out, now it's time to take it to the iron and press it flat, making sure you're opening up those seams as well as you can. And now it's time to add the Velcro to the strap. And all I did to do that is I just placed it, pinned it in place, and then I did a box around the perimeter, and then I also did an X in the front. And that will be a visible stitch, so you want to try to make it as pretty as possible. And now take that back piece that we folded under, and we're going to add the strap to it as well, making sure that the Velcro is facing the right way. Just do a top stitch on it, and also do it to the front as well. At this time also you can clip all the excess on that flap for both the front and back pieces. And now it's time to do the last step, and that is to add the back piece to the front side increase. And to do it, it's the same thing that we did before. Just make sure that your notches are cut and that you are pivoting the machine with the needle down. And after you've sewn it together, this is what it should look like. And now all you have to do is cut the excess seam allowance and clean everything up. Once you are content, all you have to do is flip it right side out, making sure you press out the corners as best as you can. You can also iron those seams open if you would like, but after this, you are done and your wireless pack set is complete. So here's my pack after I bedazzled it, and because this is for my lover bodysuit, which is not complete yet, I am going to show you how to attach your pack to your costume using a different example. This is my Speak Now dress. To attach your pack, you're going to need a needle and 2 threads through the eye that is knotted together, and also a thimble perhaps. So when you're ready, you're just going to pin your pack where you want it, trying to make it as level as possible, and then I just passed about 5 to 6 times in each of the corner of the pack. I found that that is enough to keep it in place and do a good job, and so for each corner I went a couple stitches, and then also each time I did a corner I made sure to knot off at the end. I didn't like go corner to corner, I started and stopped at each corner, and once you're done, this is what you will have. I cannot get over how cute these little things are, and if you want to make one as well for your costume, the pattern will be linked below. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments as well. Alright, I'll see you in the next one.